Hey guys, how you guys doing tonight? This is Darren Jackson, and I am on live tonight for both Facebook and YouTube. And also, I was hoping to be able to get some people on Twitter tonight that could be able to get a chance to watch live. I'm going to talk about WWE this weekend, NXT Stand and Deliver. Some really good matchups this weekend is going to happen. We're going to break down on some matchups. This event is going to be in Dallas, Texas this weekend. It will be at night one of the WrestleMania 38, which the start time is at 12 noon. So it's not being held as an NXT takeover, but event, or how some of them would call it. This is basically some key um, events that's going to happen over the weekend. Shouts out to all the participants that's going to be at Stand and Deliver this weekend. Big shouts outs to some of the Hall of Famers that's going to be there this weekend, including The Undertaker, Queen Charmel, Booker T's wife. Give you props on that, Queen Charmel. And also the Steiner brothers, as well as Vader, who's going to be in the Hall of Fame. So we have some matchups that's going to take over for, well, it's not take over, but it's going to take care of WrestleMania weekend. Which in case I'm going to do tomorrow night's predictions of what WrestleMania 1 and WrestleMania 2 predictions. So in the background noise you hear is WCW Monday Nitro. I've been a big WCW fan. Hated that that WCW is no longer available, and hopefully I'll be able to get some viewers here. If not, then just as always, try to do the best of my abilities. So we're gonna go ahead and break down some of the matches. First match is going to be for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship between Toxic Attraction. That's Gigi Dolan and JC Jane taking on the team of Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. It's weird that NXT has brought back Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai because at that time they were beefing. Dakota Kai turned her back on Raquel Gonzalez while she was the NXT Women's Champion not too long ago. And now they're bringing them back together. I'm kind of shocked behind this, but I don't know how I feel about those two coming back together. Are they going to have another storyline, or are they going to really be a force of a tag team to take on Toxic Attraction? I think that that's going to be a very good matchup to say. I noticed that Mandy Rose, she is the leader of Toxic Attraction. She's going to defend her championship, but which we'll talk about that a little bit later. I think that this is going to be one of the key matchups NXT is going to have. I think that if Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai can stay on the same page, I think that they could be able to get that chance to win that matchup and become new NXT Women's Tag Team Champions. The Fatal Five-Way ladder match for the A Championship, or we call it North American Championship. It's going to be the champion Carmelo Hayes. He's going to defend the title against Santos Escobar, Solo Sikoa, Grayson Waller, and Cameron Grimes. I think that we might have a new champion, and I'm going to say I'm picking Cameron Grimes to win it, but I got a feeling that Solo Sikoa could walk up out of Dallas as your new NXT North American champion. I think that the dude has so much skill to be able to carry on that Uso tradition, that Samoan tradition. You know, the Big Goose. Big shouts out to Sokoa, Big Goose. I hope that he do quite well. You know, his brothers, the Usos, they're going to have their matchups at WrestleMania, which we'll talk about that tomorrow night. Big shouts out to the Usos. You know, even though I don't like Roman Reigns too much, and I told Roman Reigns before I want to challenge him for the Universal Championship, which in case I would beat Roman Reigns. And some of you that will say, "Oh, you can't beat Roman Reigns." Hey, I can beat Roman Reigns. He can be beat. But we'll talk about Roman night 2 of WrestleMania. All right, so Santos Escobar could be another guy that could walk up out of there as a champion. But I'm going to go with Cameron Grimes, but in my heart, I'm going to go with Solo Sikoa. I think Sikoa is going to take care of business. Grayson Waller he's an okay wrestler, but Grayson Waller, he really is not all that, and they hype him up so much. I don't think that he's that it factor. I think that he's going to be okay, but my money is on Cameron Grimes. I got to pick him. Big matchup: Tommaso Champa versus Tony D'Angelo. I know it's that I want to say Champa is going to leave NXT 2.0. I think he's going to go up to the main roster. I think that this is going to be his last match in NXT. I want to say Champa will get the win, but I think that Tony D'Angelo is going to give him a really good fight. So I think that this could go down to either way it goes. Now, the Fatal 4-Way match for the NXT Women's Championship in Dallas. Mandy Rose is the champion. She's going to defend her title against Cora Jade, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray. I think that Mandy Rose is going to keep the title. I don't see her losing it. If she loses the title, it may be Io Shirai, but Kaylee Ray, she's pretty good. I really like Cora Jade, and I just hope that things will go the right way for her. But I got to go with Mandy Rose on this one. Imperial, with the triple threat for the tag team championships. Imperial, Fabian Agner and Marcel Bartel against the Creed brothers, Brutus and Julius Creed, and MSK, Nash Carter and Wes Lee. Hey, I'm going for the new champs, man. I'm going with MSK. MSK. Yeah, I'm going to go with MSK. I think MSK going to take care of business. Let's go ahead and call this one a big win for MSK if they can get the win. Imperial is no pushover team, nor the Creed brothers. I think that this is going to go down to the wire, and I'm picking MSK to win this one. LA Knight versus Gunther, formerly Walter, which I don't like that name, Gunther. But I got to say that I'm going to go with Gunther, Gunther, or whatever you want to call him. I think LA Knight going to give him a really good run for his money, but I would have thought that they would have had Soa Sokoa go up against Gunther, whatever you want to call him. Now for the NXT Championship matchup, Dolph Ziggler is the champion. He's going to take on Braun Breaker. Hey, big week for the Steiner brothers. Rick and Scott Steiner, they're going to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. I just want to say shouts outs to them, especially my role model, Scott Steiner. He's my favorite. I love Scott Steiner, good or bad. He always kept it real. I met the Steiner brothers a long time ago. I want to say at the Jose Lima Foundation with Booker T. Shouts out to Booker T and what he's doing with reality wrestling. I really got a chance to see the Steiner brothers a few times before in my past, whenever they would make a trip to Texas. I got to say, Rick has always been great, and so has Scott. The Steiner brothers have always been good. All right. Steiner Brothers should get the win on this one. I'm just hoping that. Well, actually, I'm Braun Breaker should get the win. I'm sorry, Braun. I don't mean to say the Steiner Brothers. I mean, I would love to see the Steiner Brothers one more time in the match in the WWE. go for one of the tag team championships. I would love to see the Usos versus Steiner brothers, and Rick and Scott Steiner get the win and become SmackDown tag team champions one more time. But I think that I think their careers have been done and everything. But Braun Breaker is a really good star. Dolph Ziggler, you got to watch out for that super kick. You got to watch out for the zigzag. I think Dolph Ziggler is going to give him a pretty good run. The only thing about this matchup is Bobby Roode. Is Bobby Roode going to be a factor in this match? I've got a feeling that Braun Breaker could walk up out of there as NXT champion, but only time can tell. Is WWE going to do this right? Are they going to make sure that Braun Breaker becomes a two-time champion and let him hold on to the title until maybe when they feel like he's ready to get to the bigger stage? And if they get him right, I would like for him to be one of the guys that can challenge either Brock Lesnar or Roman Reigns for the title and then upset him. We'd love to see a matchup at SummerSlam to see either Brock Lesnar taking on Braun Breaker or Roman Reigns taking on Braun Breaker. I think Braun Breaker has the tools to be one of the most decorative champions that the company will ever have. Now, if they do it right, they could be able to establish a guy like Braun Breaker to be able to hold on to the title for a little longer. And then when they're ready for him to go ahead and give the strap up to someone different, then you can move him to either Raw or you can move him to SmackDown. But my only suggestion to that is if they don't do it right, then is there a possibility that Braun Breaker could leave WWE and then think about going to AEW or Impact Wrestling? I hope that's not the case. And I hope that some of these athletes that they have on the roster, on the main rosters for Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, if they keep losing people and not bringing in newcoming people into the main rosters or anything like that, AEW is going to really rip away WWE's. They have been ripping away their talents and stuff. So my suggestion to that scenario is basically like this. If WWE is looking to be able to have a great weekend for this WrestleMania, they need to do everything right. They need to hit it at all cylinders. This WrestleMania has got to be the best WrestleMania ever. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and close out for tonight. We're going to tomorrow night. I'm going to talk about WrestleMania 1, WrestleMania 38, day 1, which will be at AT&T Stadium, and then hopefully by Friday night we'll talk about WrestleMania 2 in the big matchup between Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar, title versus title. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, and I want to say good night to each and every one of y'all. If you guys get a chance to watch it, please not only watch this, but make a comment. Let me know how you think on how I'm doing with my live broadcasting. I'm hoping that I can be able to get back into doing some more sports talk this year. I'm going to try to get some football talk. I need someone or somebody that can be able to help me out on how I can be able to design my pages and stuff. And not just only doing it live, but also I need to be able to see what can I be able to do to get viewers that will be able to donate money to myself for my podcasting. I'm looking to be able to get it mainstreaming. I'm looking to try to get it to a better level than where I am as of right now. If you guys or if anybody could be able to help me out, please do so. I definitely would like for you guys to be able to let me know your thoughts about my comments on a few things here and there. Please go on my YouTube page and look up under my YouTube, Darren Jackson. I'm definitely going to bring back the Darren Jackson show, try to be able to do some football talk. I'm going to try to get some, hopefully before you guys know it, I'm looking forward to making some new changes and everything. But I'm going to go ahead and say this off the limb that I want to say thank you all, the ones that will get a chance to watch my show on my YouTube and my Facebook Live. It means a lot to me. I'm looking forward to this upcoming fall season to try to broadcast high school football for Texan Live. And then I'm going to try to do some shows on my Instagram. Definitely will give you guys new information on what I'm going to put on my Instagram. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, get myself ready for bed, get ready for work for tomorrow. But at the same time, I wish you all a wonderful night, and may God be with you. Thank you.